So you've gone vegetarian or you're thinking about taking the plunge. Way to go. And as you're scouring the internet looking for recipes, you stumble upon this video, the number one mistake that new vegetarians make. Ominous, right? I can almost guarantee you that you're probably making this mistake right now. And I can 100% tell you that I made this mistake the first time that I went vegetarian. And spoiler alert, I ended up failing that time and going back to eating meat. And I'm not the only one. About 60 to 80% of people who try to go vegetarian ultimately end up quitting. Luckily for me, I was able to learn from those mistakes, and now I am 14 years vegetarian strong. I want you to learn from the mistakes that I've made so you don't have to make them yourself, and you can be successful at making this vegetarian diet for you last for a lifetime. So if you're ready to find out what the number one mistake is that new vegetarians make and how you can avoid it, let's dive into the video. Okay, I've kept you in suspense long enough already. Let's just get to the damn mistake, right? Mistake number one that new vegetarians make is that they think the only thing they need to succeed are recipes. Not what you were expecting me to say, right? Most people, when they go vegetarian, are super motivated to get started. And the first thing they do is they rush to Pinterest and start creating all of these boards of great vegetarian recipes, or they hop on Amazon and start buying a bunch of cookbooks. But I want you to think about this. How many millions of vegetarian recipes are there out there on the internet? Yet that isn't enough to make everyone go vegetarian, right? What if I came to your house and I plopped a stack of vegetarian cookbooks on your counter? Would that automatically make you a vegetarian? No. But this is what most new vegetarians do. They focus on finding all of these great recipes in the hopes that if they have enough recipes, they're going to be full and happy and they're never ever going to miss meat again. And this vegetarian thing is just going to be easy and awesome and great. But this isn't how it works. When you go vegetarian, you're changing your entire lifestyle, not just what's on your plate. You will still miss meat, even if you have a lot of recipes. Are you prepared to handle that? Or do you know how to go into social situations, to parties with friends where there might not be any vegetarian options? Or what do you do when you have a really crap day at the office and you get home and your kids are screaming and running around the kitchen and you're exhausted and you don't want to cook that really fancy meal that you found on Instagram? What do you do then? There is so much more to going vegetarian than just the recipes. Now, of course, the food is super, super important. I'm not saying that it's not, but I'm also saying that it's not the only thing that you need to focus on if you want to be able to stick to your vegetarian diet long term. Okay, so if you're with me so far, let's shift gears a little bit and talk about how you can avoid this mistake so you can be successful at making your vegetarian diet last. And for starters, something you can do right now is grab my free Secrets to Vegetarian Success Guide. In this guide, you are going to find hacks for how to make going vegetarian easy and sustainable. I have a list of 50 whole food meal ideas that's without any processed fake meats, as well as just some mindset tips that you're going to need if you really want to be successful at sticking to your vegetarian diet. I promise you will learn more in reading this guide in 10 minutes than you will learn in watching 100 YouTube videos. I will link to that in the description below. Please be sure to grab that if you want to be successful at sticking with your vegetarian diet. Okay, so now you know that the number one mistake new vegetarians make is that they spend too much time focusing on recipes and not enough time focusing on all of these other lifestyle elements that go along with being a new vegetarian. You're going to grab my free Secrets to Vegetarian Success Guide so you can learn how to overcome some of those other obstacles. What else can you do to avoid this mistake? Here are 3 things that I recommend. The first thing is I recommend that you set up systems from the start to make sure that you're going to stay motivated over time. Because right now, when you're just starting a vegetarian diet or you're considering starting it, you're really, really motivated. You think you want to do this. You know it's going to be great. You're going to love it. You're going to stay with this forever. But I got to tell you, that's probably not the case. Your motivation is going to wane. It's going to go away the longer you get from this starting point. The more things start to get difficult and challenging and cravings and things come up, your motivation is going to slowly start going down. So you need to set up systems from the beginning to make sure that you're going to consistently stay motivated over time. Otherwise, all the recipes in the world are not going to stop you from going back to your old habits. Number 2 is have a strategy for overcoming cravings and temptation. They are inevitable. They are going to happen. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when you're going to get hit by this. You might be at a party, you might be out to dinner with some friends, at work where a coworker brings a big old pot of chili with meat in it and they're sharing it with everybody. It's going to come up and you need to know how to tackle that when it happens. I recommend, if you need some strategies to do this, that you check out my video here about how to overcome cravings and temptations. This is going to put you on the right track so that you can get over that hurdle because, again, recipes are not going to be enough to save you in these situations. And number 3 is to learn how to get the proper nutrition without any stress, because you can have all of the recipes in the world that are tasty, that you like to make, But if they're not making you healthy, if they're not giving you a well balanced diet, your body's going to feel like crap. And you're not going to stick with a diet that's going to make you feel like crap. So you need to, from the beginning, find ways to make sure that you're getting the proper nutrients and vitamins in your diet without having to worry about it. And then you can go find recipes that are going to support that. Again, if you want some tips for how you can be healthier and get a more balanced vegetarian diet, check out this video right here. And if you're feeling like all of this is super overwhelming and you just want going vegetarian to be easy and stress free, be sure to get the vegetarian guide. That is my signature mini course for beginner vegetarians that has all of the information and tools, the things that you need besides just the recipes to stick with and love your vegetarian diet long term. I will link that in the description box below so you can learn more about that. And I will also include a coupon code that you can use to get it for less than the cost of a cookbook. So now you know the number one mistake that new vegetarians make and how to avoid it. So please, please, please stop scrolling the internet for a whole bunch of recipes today and spend a little bit of time looking into resources that are truly going to help you stick with and love your vegetarian diet, like perhaps the videos that you can find here at the Vegetarian Guide. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, cheers to your vegetarian adventure.